So, last night, the Doctor dropped a bombshell.
When Doctor Who returns in 2010, it won't be with me. No, don't make me cry. The 2009 shows will be my last playing the Doctor. I love this part, and I love this show so much. That if I don't take a deep breath and move on now, I never will, and you'll be wheeling me out of the TARDIS in my bath chair.
Oh, we don't want you to go, David.
No one wants him to go.
I don't want him to go. He says he's going to leave the role after filming 4 special episodes to be broadcast next year. So we've still got a bit of him to go to enjoy, haven't we? Why don't we check in on all of this with a previous incumbent as Doctor, Sylvester McCoy. Oh, hello. Goodness me.
Hello, good morning.
You look like you're auditioning to be a Bond villain or something. Have you got the wrong, you know, drama?
No, it's just I'm up here in Newcastle and it's cold, I can tell you.
Well,
look, they stuck me on the edge of the YI Bridge in Newcastle.
Exactly. Freezing cold. You're absolutely right. Well done for going along with the magic of television for us. As my mum used to say, it's not a fashion parade, it's about keeping warm. So well done to you.
Exactly.
All right, so what's your reaction to David Tennant stepping down?
Well, I mean, I'm not really surprised. He did 3 great years, and with his huge success at the Royal Shakespeare Company doing Hamlet, it seems like a sensible thing to do. I'm sad because he was terrific and much loved, but it gives added excitement. And also, there's a new producer, Stephen Moffat's taking over, and he'll want his own Doctor. That usually happens anyway.
Can you remember when you decided to leave? Was it a tough one for you, or had you sort of had enough of the whole thing by then?
No, I mean, I actually, I was... In a sense, they put it into hiatus when I was there. They'd twisted my arm to do a 4th year, because I only thought I'd do 3, like David's done. But then they twisted my arm to do a 4th, and then they changed their minds at the last minute. So I was a bit sad to leave it.
Yeah, OK. Well, it is a difficult role there, because it's to leave, I'm guessing, because it's so big and so many people love it so much, don't they? That's the thing. Now, you just said they generally just do 3s, because from my memory as a child, it felt like the Doctor Who that you knew as a child went on forever. Like, Tom Baker seemed to be Doctor Who, that was my Doctor Who, seemed to be Doctor Who forever, whereas it feels like David Tennant's barely got into the role to me. Is that just how we imagine it?
It's how you imagine it. I mean, Tom did it for 7 years, so he had been there almost forever. In fact, by the time he ended doing it, I think he thought he was the Doctor. But most other Doctors did it for about 3 years. Right,
OK, so it's not just my childish mind playing tricks on me. OK, well, let's talk about who should come next. Who would you favour?
Andrew Sachs. I think the BBC should put their money where their mouth is and give the job to Andrew Sachs. Because the very first Doctor was an older man, and he came down to Earth with his granddaughter, Sarah Jane. So there's Andrew Sachs and his granddaughter. The BBC could give them a nice, good acting role and a good paycheck.
That'd be interesting. You could have Russell Brand, Jonathan Ross inside the Daleks, couldn't you?
Whole different sort of Doctor Who.
Whole different sort of drama going on there. OK, we've had some other ideas. What do you think about this? Tony Blair? Got a bit of time on his hands. Would you fancy him as the Doctor?
No. You've got to have an honest man, do that.
Oh.
Anyway, he's too much... the Doctor's not in love with war. The Doctor's not in love with war.
John Sargent, who's been putting a few shapes on Strictly Come Dancing, is very favourite.
Oh, yes, no, he would be delightful. I mean, I think, because originally the Doctor was an older man, and I mean, they might go for an older person. There's no reason why not, because the companions were there to give, kind of the good looks and the, the speed and be able to fight the Daleks, whereas the Doctor was older and intelligent. I quite liked that thought.
And Sue Chelmsford and Jackie in Somerset both say, what about a lady Doctor? What about a woman? Does that go against the grain for you?
Well, it's not so much that. I think it's like asking, what about a lady James Bond, really? It's the kind of format is like that. The reason why Doctor Who's so popular is it's one of those stories about some man coming from out of the world and onto the world and helping mankind against all sorts of odds and dangers. And I think it's kind of, religions were started with that story and various things like that. And it's always been a bit misogynist, so I think it most likely stay that way.
Oh, yeah. OK. Ben agrees with you. Good to talk to you this morning.
Can't see a woman in charge of the TARDIS. It would get wrecked within 5 minutes, wouldn't it?
Well, it's nice and tidy. That's terrible. That's sexist.
I know, yes, you don't
Maybe
allow
I should be the next Doctor.
You could be great, couldn't you? Misogynistic enough.
Exactly.
You never know the right time, you're always late, all of that kind of thing. All right, let us know who you think should be the next Doctor Who by texting us on 67890. Text costs 25 pence plus your standard network charge. Full terms can be found at gm.tv/terms.
The only difference between me and the Doctor is the Doctor has a pretty young assistant next to him who makes him feel great all the time.
Oh, Ben Shepherd.
Harsh, isn't it? It's really harsh.
It's all right, because Miley Cyrus is coming up later.
Oh, it's just mean. I've got no comeback, I'm just deflated.
Fortunately, Andrew's got the weather.
Ben Shepherd. Don't think by being nice to me that you can be horrible to Kate. We stick together.
What are you talking about being horrible to Kate?
No, you just were being horrible. You weren't talking about it. You were just doing it. Stop it.
I wasn't giving it out.
OK. And this from the man who crashed the James Bond car, talking about the TARDIS. Harumph.
Yes, good point.
I've got to keep it, though, so I'm the big winner.
Enough. We've got a frosty start in places, not least inside. We do have some sunshine outside once the sun comes up.